So what's up? How we doing today? Another signature lick series. We're gonna do yet another dead one. China Cat Sunflower. This was the most requested. So you ask, you shall receive. And we're gonna look at the Europe 72 version. We're gonna do that whole first solo because it's short and sweet. A lot of notes packed in there though, and then a couple licks from the second solo. So let's give that first solo a listen and we'll check out what's going on. So of course there is a practice track. You can practice this stuff all out yourself. I'll put a link at the end of this video that'll take you right to it with the charts, all tabs, all stuff. You can just follow along and try it yourself, because what's better than just kind of watching someone else play it, but playing it yourself, right? So yeah, I did another Europe 72. I might end up just doing the whole album at this point. I just can't get enough. I just love it, you know. I mean, I love so much from the Dead, but that one album, it's just, the sound, everything about it is just it was just so spot on. There's like not one like wrong thing on there, you know, just, I don't mean wrong, and just like that, it just doesn't work for me. I just love it all. So this one is in, it's in jamming on a G, kind of like a G7 type sound. And so that uses the kind of stereotypical, you know, G, or the Mixolydian, in this case G Mixolydian that the Dead's using, but it's not really playing that much, or Jerry's not. He's playing more just G major pentatonic. That's how you get that more kind of fast, funky, bluegrassy sound and stuff. So just like in I Know You're Right, the first one I did this, even though it's D Mixolydian, he's really playing D major pentatonic more. And it's starting way up here, and he just starts off with this big bend right here. And then we've got, he comes right back to it. So that's all over the G part, right? So leading in that spot there. And that's all just right here. Just that G major pentatonic. You want to really work that out if it's something kind of new or just not too familiar with you. Really work out the fingering, you know, like how you slide around. And there's no exact way to do it. Everybody's hands are different. Your size of your fingers is different. So you just got to try things out to get what's kind of comfortable, you know, for you. But notice some things there. He's repeating stuff. So he starts off with that big, and he's doing other stuff, and he comes back to it again. So it's not like he's always doing something new. He's throwing in, even though he's improvising around, trying new things, he's also recycling a lot of ideas. So notice that recycling there. And then this spot right here, you want to really work this out. You want, so if you do this, oh, you get stuck here. So you want to switch here. So then get that slide, or going like that, and then that goes right into the D now. Now going to a D Mixolydian, but focusing it again on more of a pentatonic thing, although he's using a little more on this, a little more actually in the Mixolydian side here. It gets down to here, look at that in a second. But this spot here, I'm just going to say, right here, that is what I call a POI, a point of interest. So that's a key spot. So if there's anything you want to really make sure from what we just looked at, you want to really get down, it would be that spot right there. Because, or maybe the opening part too, the very first part, because it's kind of, you know, what people remember a lot is the beginning and ending of things. So, but you're switching. You want to really make sure you nail that, and that spot is right when it switches, right in the beat. So, and maybe the spot right here leading into it. So make sure you really get that down, and the whole, that sliding thing before that is kind of fast and tricky. And then, you know, now we're moving on. We're in the D, right? So now we get, and then, and so now it's just staying right around here, and it's focusing on, here's, you know, your D, here's your third, here's your fifth. But now it's hitting this note, so it's playing the fourth G. So the fourth in relation to D. So it gives you a little more of a sus sound. So it's like before, over here, he doesn't hit it at all. He's just hitting just the major pentatonic. He doesn't have a fourth in it, and now all of a sudden it's giving you more of a sus sound. So it's kind of like a new little sound, new little theme he's got going, you know? And then down here, now he's hitting that, here's that C, which is that's that dominant seventh in relation to D. So C, D. Does it again. I'm just doing this kind of quick too. I should also say the timing is so critical with anything, and I'm not really playing the rhythm, I'm all over the place here, but really make sure you work it out and listen to you know, me playing there, or listen to even better him too, because I might have been a little off at times. Get that rhythm, like get the phrasing, the timing. It's just as important as the notes. I mean, it's become an obsession of mine about how obsessed people are with notes. It's like that's like the only thing that matters in music is just notes or gear. A lot of guitar players, especially like gear, those two things. And it's my obsession that we're like obsessed with. Why are people so into that? It's only a fraction of music. So make sure you're really into rhythm. You know, I don't talk about myself too much, but I did go to school, a little tidbit, for jazz guitar. And it seems like yesterday, but I think I graduated in 07, so 13 years ago now. Wow, it's a while. And a huge chunk of what we did was just at school, just focusing on notes, you know. And it's really just a small fraction. It's just this one element that I think it makes up of music. So I've said enough, but would focus on that timing and don't listen to what I'm doing right now. I'm just going over just the notes. So we've got that part there, and it's stressing that sus there, right? And then it comes down the little measure of 2/4. Speaking of rhythm, so just 2 beats, the typical dead thing, throwing in some measures like that, and then here's like a minor third, major third, goes down to the D, right, and then this little classic leading into, it goes over C, so it plays a G, the 5th of C, and then there's C again when it goes to the D, so it's C, D, and it goes to the C, the flat 7, which sounds a little weird. So it's like, and you think he bends it just a little bit too. It sounds a little weird. It kind of reminds me of Karate Kid part, I think it was 2. He's in Japan. I remember seeing this as a kid, and like this. Well, I'm gonna give away the ending, but there's this one scene where it's really kind of intense. It's really serious, a big fight, and you think he's gonna hit this guy, he's gonna finish him off. The crowd's chanting to it, and then he just grabs his nose and goes, honk, and it's really weird. I just always remember that. It was so unexpected and awkward, and to me, it kind of reminds me of like, which is just typical Jerry, though, kind of playing around, having fun, you know, he's got that real humorous side, you know, and that's it. And then it kicks back into back to that stuff there. So it's short and sweet, but there's a lot of notes in there. But let's check out one more lick from the G part of the second solo, and then we're going to check out one over the E part. So let's give it a listen though for the G. So I couldn't help myself with adding this in as well because I just thought it was a great lick. I just love hearing when he comes in with that. And that's just, again, G major pentatonic stuff, but he starts off with the minor third. And that gives it a little more of a bluesy, bluegrass sound. And then you just kind of doing these runs, you know, up and down the pentatonic, like a bluegrassy kind of thing. So you're going up. And then up to here, bending up from the major 7th, even though we're Mixolydian. So it's like, oh, you think, wait, that shouldn't make sense, but he's bending just a half step to the G. It's like he wants to get up there, leaping up too. So it's like this very scalar pattern, and then breaks it by leaping up, but bending to it instead. Another typical signature, you could say, Jerry stuff. And then hits it again, releases it, pulls off, back to here. And then I think he does it again or something. Again, goes a little higher, that kind of stuff. But also one thing to say though is it's not exactly all even the notes up here. It's like this second time, that 14th fret, that E, it's almost like you can barely hear it. So it's more like, so also typical stuff with Jerry is not, you know, playing like very, very sensitively and really like, you know, having a certain feel, certain sounds, and certain notes get kind of drawn out and others are drawn back. So don't just kind of hack at it all like loud or something. Really make sure you pay attention to exactly the dynamics of each note, and just really that one in particular right there. That one's really quiet. It's almost like a ghost note. You don't hear it at all, and it gives it a different kind of feel, you know. So, anyways, the last one. Let's check out when it switches to the E, or, you know, E7, you know, whatever you want to say. That part there. Let's check it out. So this is another one I really like because it's this big kind of dramatic part when it goes up to the E, and he's just going like this, sliding up. But first off, before I go over all the notes, is another element of music here, the timbre. So I love this. I do this in my own playing a lot. I pull back. So Jerry would sometimes do that. Like pull back with the pick. So instead of just up here, you get this much, much higher pitch sound by playing right near the bridge. And he just plays real dramatic too, starting on the B, the 5th of E, sliding into that E. So you got, and then, oops, I didn't tap it all up, but it keeps going like that. Does a little sus thing there with the A. And yeah, it's also more kind of pentatonic stuff, but plays that 5th there. So I'm sorry, flat 7. So you could say E mixolydian. And again, it's all about that sound. Dramatics playing up there. But what I hear is this is kind of the guide note, this B right here. Or I should say going to the E, then to the B, and then back to the E. So it's like E, B, E. So it's not like just random stuff. That's something that's missing a lot of people's playing, is they try to kind of copy the Jerry sound by getting some scale pattern, maybe like this mixolydian here, playing up and down it, and then maybe playing these little patterns that he does. But when he's doing it, it was not like it was just random. He's got these notes, these melodies he's playing around, or these kind of notes, these guide tones. Again, I'm hearing this, to the 5th, the B, and back to there. So, and then it's also not just playing up and down the patterns, but it's going up, but back down, and up further, and then again, B again, right back to the B, and then a little mixolydian sound. But instead of just like right down the scale, he skips this note right here, the A, and then plays it right down the scale and ends right on it. So anyway, just a quick breakdown of the notes, but also of some timbre stuff, some dynamics about how to play it. So the phrasing, also timing, that kind of stuff. So really listen for that stuff. And if you want to try it out yourself, try it with the practice backing track right here, or check out another video if you want to keep watching something else. And I'll see you in the next video.